chapter 26. Number 1. In a still clearer light has John, in the Apocalypse, indicated to the Lord's disciples what shall happen in the last times, and concerning the 10 kings who shall then arise, among whom the empire which now rules the earth shall be partitioned. He teaches us what the 10 horns shall be, which were seen by Daniel, telling us that thus it had been said to him. Revelation 17:12 through 14. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, who have received no kingdom as yet, but shall receive power as if kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and give their strength and power to the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, because he is the Lord of lords and the King of kings. It is manifest, therefore, that of these potentates, he who is to come shall slay 3, and subject the remainder to his power, and that he shall be himself the 8th among them. And they shall lay Babylon waste, and burn her with fire, and shall give their kingdom to the beast, and put the church to flight. After that they shall be destroyed by the coming of our Lord, for that the kingdom must be divided, and thus come to ruin. The Lord declares when he says, Matthew 12:25, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. It must be, therefore, that the kingdom, the city, and the house be divided into 10, and for this reason he has already foreshadowed the partition and division which shall take place. Daniel also says particularly that the end of the 4th kingdom consists in the toes of the image seen by Nebuchadnezzar, upon which came the stone cut out without hands, and as he does himself say, Daniel 2:33 through 34, The feet were indeed the one part iron, the other part clay, until the stone was cut out without hands, and struck the image upon the iron and clay feet, and dashed them into pieces, even to the end. Then afterwards, when interpreting this, he says, Daniel 2:41 through 42a, And as thou sawest the feet and the toes, partly indeed of clay, and partly of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, and there shall be in it a root of iron. As thou sawest, iron mixed with baked clay, and the toes were indeed the one part iron, but the other part clay. The 10 toes, therefore, are these 10 kings, among whom the kingdom shall be partitioned, of whom some indeed shall be strong and active or energetic. Others, again, shall be sluggish and useless, and shall not agree, as also Daniel says. Daniel 2:42b through 43. Some part of the kingdom shall be strong, and part shall be broken from it. As thou sawest the iron mixed with the baked clay, there shall be minglings among the human race, but no cohesion one with the other, just as iron cannot be welded onto pottery ware. And since an end shall take place, he says, Daniel 2:44 through 45, And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven raise up a kingdom which shall never decay, and his kingdom shall not be left to another people. It shall break in pieces and shatter all kingdoms, and shall itself be exalted forever. As thou sawest that the stone was cut without hands from the mountain, and broke in pieces the baked clay, the iron, the brass, the silver, and the gold, God has pointed out to the king what shall come to pass after these things, and the dream is true, and the interpretation trustworthy. Number 2. If therefore the great God showed future things by Daniel, and confirmed them by his Son, and if Christ is the stone which is cut out without hands, who shall destroy temporal kingdoms, and introduce an eternal one, which is the resurrection of the just? As he declares, the God of heaven shall raise up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Let those thus confuted come to their senses, who reject the Creator, and do not agree that the prophets were sent beforehand from the same Father from whom also the Lord came, but who assert the prophecies originated from diverse powers.